Every year, right around this season, the tech world basically hits pause and asks one big question: what's Samsung cooking up next? This round, that spotlight is on the Galaxy S26 series, and behind the scenes, it's been far more chaotic than you'd guess. Plans shifted, rumors spiraled. People were sure Samsung was killing off models, reviving strange names, rebranding everything, until the dust settled and the real lineup finally emerged. What we're actually getting is the familiar three-phone formula: Galaxy S26, S26 Plus, and S26 Ultra. Classic naming, sky-high expectations, but here's where it gets tricky. Samsung isn't just picking colors and promo slogans anymore. The real battle is the price tag. And this isn't one of those lazy prices might go up headlines. According to several reports out of Korea, Samsung genuinely hasn't been able to lock pricing down yet. Behind closed doors, costs have quietly been climbing. Memory prices are up, camera modules cost more, OLED panels aren't the bargain they used to be, chipsets have become a financial headache. On top of that, competition is fiercer than ever, which forces Samsung to push harder on marketing, hire more people, spend more overall. So it's not just getting pricier to build a flagship, it's getting pricier to sell one, and that's where the tightrope starts. If Samsung raises Galaxy S26 prices to match those higher costs, there's a real risk fewer people buy in, but if they freeze pricing at last year's level, their margins take a direct hit. Some brands sometimes just eat that loss to prove a point about their tech. Samsung has already done exactly that with the Galaxy Z Trifold. Reports say they're selling it at a loss purely to show, look what we can pull off. But the S26 lineup is a totally different story. This isn't a prestige experiment, this is the core business. The S26 range is the main revenue driver. If it doesn't move units or doesn't make enough profit when it does, that really hurts. And all of this is playing out with launch timing already circled. The Galaxy S26 series is expected to debut in February 2026. We've even heard that the pricing uncertainty, plus bringing the S26 Plus back into the mix, has caused internal delays before launch day is even set. And that's not Samsung's only strategic headache right now. Another huge piece of this puzzle is Samsung's own silicon. They need Exynos to be a real contender again. Over the last few years, Qualcomm has essentially taken the lead because Snapdragon chips have simply been better, and Samsung has been fully aware of that. But leading so heavily on Qualcomm also means living with Qualcomm's pricing. When chipset costs go up, Samsung feels it immediately, and that dependence has become a serious pain point. That's why bringing Exynos back in a big way actually matters here. When Samsung builds and ships its own chips, they gain more control over the bill of materials, can potentially trim production costs and protect profit margins. The expectation right now is that Exynos will power the Galaxy S26 in many regions, while Snapdragon handles others. But even that move doesn't magically fix everything. There's still a lot of pressure on every other part of the phone. Samsung is still deep in negotiations with component suppliers, still trying to squeeze value out of every camera, every display, every module. They have to line up performance targets, feature sets, and battery life with a price that doesn't scare buyers away and still leaves room for profit. It's a massive moving puzzle. And remember, expectations for this very familiar three-phone lineup are huge, which only raises the stakes on every decision. So what actually happens if they decide those prices have to climb? Zoom out and the situation looks rough. Costs rising across the board, brutal competition, and customers who really don't want to pay more. Meanwhile, this S26 Trio is basically the financial backbone of Samsung's phone business. If they push prices up, a chunk of buyers could simply walk away. If they hold prices where they are, profits get punched in the face. And if they try to play it safe, they risk ceding ground to more aggressive rivals. So where does that leave you, the buyer? The person actually deciding what to buy? If the Galaxy S26 series lands with a slight price bump, are you still in? Or are you the kind of buyer who waits for last year's flagship to slide down in price and scoops that up instead? That choice matters because it tells Samsung whether these new phones justify the premium they're asking for, or whether the smarter move, for many people, is simply to wait. And that feeds straight into the bigger question: is Samsung actually doing enough with the Galaxy S26 lineup to justify whatever price point they finally settle on? Features, chips, positioning, does it all add up? because this is one of those launches that can genuinely influence how Samsung plays things going forward, how bold they are on pricing, how firmly they back Exynos, and how they balance profit against the risk of falling behind. Right now, Samsung is stuck in a genuinely intense spot, climbing component and chip costs, fierce rivals, buyers who absolutely do not want to pay extra, and a flagship series that carries most of the brand's financial weight. They can raise prices and risk losing customers, keep them steady and watch margins shrink, or try to split the difference and risk falling behind. There isn't a clean, obvious move here. Every path has serious trade-offs and no easy way out. So I want to throw it back to you. If the S26 series does arrive with a slight price increase, what's your move? Go for it anyway, or wait for last year's flagship to drop in price and grab that instead? Share your take in the comments. This is the kind of launch that can genuinely shape Samsung's strategy. If you enjoy deep dives into what's really happening behind the glossy marketing, stick around. Things will only get crazier as we head toward launch. I'll catch you in the next one. Take care.